Hey YouTube, we have finally caught up on our ones matches that we've been running recently, so let's take a look into the World Championship. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, I've been doing a couple YouTube live streams in which we've been picking games to watch live, and this was actually one of the ones that we did watch live, Vitality versus Moist, which was the opening match for Vitality, but we're going to watch it again on a more dedicated YouTube video here as a replay, specifically from Zen's perspective. Now, Zen is coming in with the opportunity to make history in this World Championship. If he was able to win again, we had a bit of a discussion in that video about whether or not Zen and the rest of Vitality would be a dynasty bigger than that of Dignitas's dynasty, if you remember the World Championships that they won in the past. And I think that at the very least, they will have equaled that dynasty, if not maybe even surpass them. It's only going to be 2 consecutive wins if they were able to do it with the major win and the Worlds win, but I do think that there's a little bit more significance with these wins nowadays, and they might have a bit of a break where they're not going to be able to hold up and show, as Zen tries to pop off right here, that they could continue to win like Dignitas did. I think Dignitas ultimately won, what was it, 2 in a row? Or Turbo won 3 straight, but I think the official roster that we're referring to, is not the Remco Maestro Turbo roster, but the Violet Panda K-Dop Turbo, which did have 2 Worlds wins and then a finish losing to Cloud9 as their 3rd finish. So assuming Vitality win these 2 and then, I think don't just fall off the face of the earth for the next event, then I think they probably surpass them. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We are just going to watch from Zen's perspective to see how he's playing in this World Championship and see if he has felt the nerves at all. A lot of times these players, they play in a major, but maybe they're starting to feel the pressure of their victories. It seems like a really well-rounded, well-run team over there at Vitality, and so far it has proven to do the same. I'm going to go ahead and spoil how the end of this one goes. We're watching Game 2 of Vitality versus Moist, but it did end up being a full sweep, and I remember specifically Joyo not being happy with how the results went because a lot of these games are close. I think that's one of the things that should be worth noting. If you haven't been watching Vitality get wins, it's not like they're blowing teams out and 3-0 wins on their way to sweeping. Especially in this series, almost every single one was close, but the reality is that Vitality are the ones pulling away. So over time, you start to notice those trends, and it's no surprise that Vitality is doing so well. You see that bump there on Zen. I don't know if this is something that Moist was doing intentionally, but it seems like a lot of people are trying to be physical with Zen as they enter this World Championship. They know how effective he can be, and it might be worth just throwing somebody at him to take him out of the game. Really smart, slow play there by Zen, recognizing that there was nothing to worry about off that back post. And a lot of that can come from just thousands and thousands of reps. Another big topic, if you guys haven't been keeping up with the RLCS, it's not necessarily about Vitality. It's actually about FaZe, and the fact that FaZe is on very low hours after they removed their coach Roldiz, and they have been running the World Championship with Chrome. Roldiz kind of outed the fact that the team had not the level of commitment he would have liked to see, or a level of commitment that he felt is needed to be a top team. Well, I'll tell you what, you don't have to worry about Zen. Zen is putting thousands of hours into the game and has many ranked matches, I'm sure, as well as training hours and scrims. And he is prepared and ready for this World Championship, which you love to see as he slots one bottom left. Alpha was trying to run the defender out of net, but you hope that this can go on forever. At least I do. I like the idea of a dominating new player who might be able to expand the interest in the esport in general, who can continue to just push the meta of the game and cause improvements overall. Right now, he's going to need 200 boost if he wants to make something happen out of this play. The current state of the series is that Vitality is up 1-0. Radosin started off their match by own goaling, which he has started to get a bit of a reputation for. This team, even with Radosin playing for the other team every once in a while, it's just the scariest team in Rocket League. I don't think in the Open era has there ever been a team that seems more likely to win. The only team that can match it is definitely the Karmine Corps before this team existed. You know, in that winter split, it felt like Karmine Corps was just definitely going to win. But even then, not to the level of these guys. Well, you know, I talked earlier about how it's not free for Vitality, despite the fact that they seem to be winning every game, and that's proven by the fact that they're going to go to overtime in this game number 2. I've seen a lot of different set plays off kickoffs, and you can see a very clear one there as Zen slows down to delay, trying to win that kickoff straight to Alpha 54. He's lucky he had Alpha back low, otherwise could have been in trouble there. But Alpha does make the rotation. I've seen already, just watching these replays a couple different times, Vitality doing some losing of the kickoff directly into their back corner. It seems like they have a wide array of stuff they like to go to, and certainly something that Johnny and lots of top analysts would say is going to be the future. It's insane what Zen's able to do, even when he's not able to get a goal, but very close to dunking that one in. But the future of Rocket League probably consists of teams trying to set up kickoffs a lot more often. And, you know, we live in a special moment where not every team is doing it yet, so there's probably the best opportunity to take advantage as Zen passively headed back to the corner right now. Oh, little team pinch. I couldn't see who on Vitality was up ahead. Thought maybe that they're going to go for a bump on the defense, but actually instead enabling Zen to get extra power by falling underneath the ball and pinching it with him is another way to get it past the defense. Huge miss, but Joyo there to recover it. Another team pinch, probably very intentional. We are at the point in the Rocket League world where teams are recognizing ways to get that additional power, ways to create opportunities that are impossible to do with a single car. Zen, little camera toggle there, you can see checking to see if he could take out any more defenders, if it makes sense in his rotation, but prioritizing staying at top speed. He's not going to sit around and camp looking to clear out defenders, but he is going to make sure that he takes out any defenders that come easily. Here, Zen, after getting demoed, heads to the ceiling. He is the most comfortable player on the ceiling in the game. He might be the most comfortable player anywhere, but you see these demos. You know, I don't think these are on accident. The fact that Zen is getting targeted, he's also been getting bumped a lot more by the other team. Alpha does a great job setting up a pinch shot, which allows Zen to have a bit of space at every other moment in the games. They're never going to let Zen have that kind of space, but you're playing against Alpha as well, and so you might have to commit to, and then Zen can do some creation. And just over half a game into overtime, they're able to win this one, but we're going to watch another game from Zen in their following matchup. They end up beating Moist in a 4-0 sweep. They have SSG in order to make it to the final 8 playoffs, and we'll go watch a game from that. Into the second game, which is the first game of this whole series against Space Station. You can see Zen rocking a different sort of Fennec. It's always really important to see what decals and what presets Zen is using, because it is the presets that you're going to see left and right in your ranked lobbies. Radosin has not been able to get his preset to catch on just yet, which is too bad because he has been very consistent with it. I'll have to give him that credit. But Vitality versus Space Station. North America has not been looking too good in the RLCS recently, and they're going up against the absolute titans of the game, but Arsenal knows how to break up the back line. If there's anything you don't need to worry about, it's Arsenal getting some demos, and this time he gets a crucial one with only one Vitality member back. I think there was also a 50 that was lost. Look at how confidently Zen is going to tackle Arsenal here. And unlike maybe some other teams, Zen is not going to stick around much longer than that quick camera check, but something to note, something to add to your games as you rotate through that back corner. Toggle ball came off for a second to see who you can break up. Nice pre-flip. The wall dash in order to get an extra power on that clear. And you might have thought of it as a shot attempt, but certainly no way that Space Station are going to allow Zen to get through. Now this is a very interesting pre-flip. It doesn't seem to be anywhere near the play. Maybe he was planning on being involved, but had the communication with his team to recognize he needed to be off ball. That's not the best clear by Rodosin. Zen. Such a nice read off the wall. Reversing up the back wall. Feels like a very awkward position. But there is no awkward position for Zen. I think that's one of the things that has made him such a great player. As Alpha tries to bump in net, LJ, though, patiently awaits the save. Is that every single situation, Zen seems to have full control of his car. One of the ways I like to think about it, which is maybe just my crazy mindset, is Zen taps it down to Rodosin. Is if you were to be playing with actual toy cars, and holding them in the air, you could navigate them anywhere you wanted at any moment, regardless of orientation. It almost feels like the best players have that level of control. Like they are not driving a car, they are physically holding the car in the air and can drag it anywhere they want with that level of ease. Arsenal forced to play this high. Actually did a good job playing it around Zen. But this team vitality is not just Zen by himself. It is a three-headed attack, despite us watching Zen's perspective, as he now is going to try and bump his way to the opposite corner. It makes you wonder what North America could have done with, their prodigies. Of course, here on this channel, we're big fans of Daniel. And when Daniel was showing up on the scene, I don't think it's fair to say that Daniel was at the level of Zen, but he was certainly at the level that I think North America should have been more interested. Vitality, one of EU's top teams, maybe not their best team, but carving out space as soon as they could for Zen. And I think, as Zen gets a nice double to put his team up 2-1, I think that North America did not do it that way. Daniel ended up going to a team that had one of their players leave, like a necessary replacement, picked up Daniel, as opposed to, maybe like kicking a player in order to make space for Daniel. And I think that North America is hopefully going to start shifting towards that way, being more willing to take new players, make space for somebody new, as Hawks are actually dusts Zen there, but doesn't lead to a goal. Little demo on retreat. Hopefully we see more North American experiments. And I think as the success of teams like Gen G and the lack of success from the regular North American teams continues to happen, I think teams will be more willing to expand. The problem is that everyone's gotten so comfortable with beating up on their own region. If they want international success, we'll probably have to see it again, or they're just going to have to convince Zen to move over. Because he has been a next level player right now. He is playing as his team's third man as Alpha 54 and Rodosin try and get through the back line of SSG. Boost steal from Zen. Thought about cheating upfield there for a moment. Thought maybe Alpha was going to be able to beat Hoxer. But it doesn't work out that way. 65 boost to work with. And Zen maybe thinking about a reset shot, but ultimately recognizing that it's better to just leave it for his teammate. 16 seconds left to go, and you can see Zen not forcing the issue. Up one here, just trying to pin the ball to the back wall, not allow LJ or Arsenal to get it clear. And as long as they can stay on offense for the next couple seconds, it will be the start of a good series here against SSG, and they do end up winning the whole series. SSG does take a game. They take a game off of this Vitality team that seems unstoppable, but as of right now, it feels like we're on track to just watching Vitality take another event. Now, I think BDS maybe is looking the strongest in order to beat them. BDS and Carmine Corp already played each other, and we'll have more coverage of the RLCS Worlds as each day goes on. If there's anybody that you specifically want to be watching in their games, let me know, and I can maybe give us matches of that. But also, check out the live streams. The live streams each day, we've been picking a match to watch. We watched Rule 1 today, so you should be able to go see that up on the live tab of the channel. But either way, guys, thank you so much for just watching any of the videos I ever put up. Anybody who's hung out this long and has stayed past the end of the game means they appreciate my videos, which means I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for helping out. But I'll end it now. Please, if you would like to, you can always subscribe.